When troubleshooting 120 volts on a ground conductor, it is crucial to prioritize safety. Firstly, disconnect all power to the residence before starting any troubleshooting. Use proper safety equipment, including gloves and a voltage tester. Never work on electrical equipment while it is energized. Secondly, identify the circuit where the 120 volts ground fault is occurring. Turn off the breaker or fuse for that circuit. Thirdly, locate the electrical panel and disconnect the ground wire from the affected circuit. This will isolate the ground conductor from the rest of the electrical system. Next, using a multimeter set to ohms, measure the resistance between the disconnected ground wire and the neutral wire. A resistance reading of 0 ohms or close to 0 ohms indicates a direct short circuit. After that, open up electrical outlets and switch boxes along the affected circuit. Visually inspect the wires and connections for any damage or loose connections. Use a voltage tester to check for voltage on the ground wire in each device. Proceed to unplug all appliances from the affected circuit. Plug each appliance back in one at a time and check for voltage on the ground wire. The appliance that causes the voltage to appear on the ground wire is likely the source of the fault. If no appliances are found to be causing the fault, inspect the wiring itself. Look for any damage to the insulation, cuts, or splices that could be allowing current to leak onto the ground conductor. Here are some troubleshooting tips. Use a non-contact voltage tester to quickly detect the presence of voltage. Check for any metallic connections between the ground conductor and other parts of the system, such as plumbing or gas lines. If the fault cannot be easily located, consider using a thermal imaging camera to detect areas of excessive heat, which could indicate a short circuit. If you are unable to locate and fix the source of the 120 volts ground fault, contact a qualified electrician for assistance. It's imperative to ensure personal safety throughout the process. Begin by ensuring the main power is off. Use a reliable voltage tester to confirm that the power is indeed off before touching any wires. Wear insulated gloves for added protection. Now, systematically isolate the affected circuit. Turn off the corresponding breaker at the electrical panel. Label it clearly to prevent accidental re-energizing. Proceed to the outlets, switches, and light fixtures on that circuit. Carefully remove the cover plates and inspect the wiring. Look for any signs of damage such as frayed insulation, loose connections, or burn marks. Use a bright flashlight to get a better view in dark areas. A multimeter is an essential tool for this task. Set it to measure alternating current faults and carefully check the voltage between the ground wire and the neutral wire at each outlet. A reading of 120 volts or close to it indicates a problem. Document your findings at each location to keep track of the issue. Next, test the resistance. With the power off, use the multimeter set to ohms to measure the resistance between the ground wire and the neutral wire. A low resistance reading, close to 0 ohms, suggests a direct short. A high resistance reading might indicate a less severe fault. Pay close attention to any metallic boxes or conduit. These can sometimes become energized if there is a fault. Check them with a non-contact voltage tester to ensure they are properly grounded. Appliances can often be the source of ground faults. Disconnect all appliances from the affected circuit. Then plug them back in one by one, carefully checking for voltage on the ground wire after each appliance is plugged in. The appliance that causes the voltage to appear is likely the culprit. If the issue persists, inspect the wiring within the walls. This can be challenging and might require opening up sections of the wall. Look for any nails or screws that might have pierced the wiring. Rodent damage can also be a common cause of ground faults. Consider the age of the wiring. Old wiring can become brittle and crack, leading to ground faults. If the wiring is very old, it might be time to replace it. If you suspect a ground fault, also check the grounding electrode system. This includes the ground rod and the wire connecting it to the electrical panel. Make sure the connections are tight and free of corrosion. Use a wire brush to clean any corroded connections. Remember to tighten all screws and connections securely. Loose connections can cause arcing, which can lead to ground faults and fires. If you are unable to find the source of the ground fault, it is time to call a qualified electrician. They have the expertise and equipment to safely and effectively diagnose and repair the problem. Do not attempt to fix the problem yourself if you are not comfortable working with electricity. If you are working on multiple circuits, label each wire clearly to avoid confusion. Use wire markers or color tape to identify each wire. When replacing outlets or switches, be sure to use the correct type of device. Use ground fault circuit interrupter or GFCI outlets in areas where there is moisture, such as bathrooms and kitchens. Always follow the National Electrical Code, or NEC, guidelines when working with electricity. The NEC provides detailed instructions on how to safely install and maintain electrical systems. Consider using an insulation resistance tester, also known as a megger, to test the integrity of the wiring insulation. A megger applies a high voltage to the wiring and measures the leakage current. This can help identify hidden ground faults that are not easily detected with a multimeter. If you find any damaged wiring, replace it with new wiring of the same gauge and type. Use wire connectors that are rated for the size and type of wire you are using. Ensure all wire connections are made inside approved electrical boxes. Never leave exposed wires or connections. After making any repairs, thoroughly test the circuit to ensure it is working properly. Use a voltage tester and a multimeter to verify that there is no voltage on the ground wire. A systematic approach is essential for successful troubleshooting. Start by gathering information about the problem, such as when it started and what circuits are affected. Then, use a process of elimination to narrow down the possible causes. Always double-check your work to ensure that you have not made any mistakes. Electrical safety is paramount. Always err on the side of caution and seek professional help if you are unsure about anything. Also, consider that environmental factors can contribute to ground faults. Moisture, temperature changes, and vibration can all weaken wiring insulation over time. Regularly inspect your electrical system to identify any potential problems before they become serious. Use a checklist to ensure that you have covered all the necessary steps in your inspection. For example, check all outlets, switches, light fixtures, and appliances for damage or loose connections. Look for any signs of water damage or corrosion. Test all GFCI outlets to ensure they are working properly. If you have aluminum wiring, pay special attention to the connections. Aluminum wiring is more prone to corrosion than copper wiring, and it requires special connectors and antioxidant paste to prevent problems. Also, ensure that all electrical boxes are properly grounded. This can be done by connecting a ground wire to the metal box or by using a self-grounding outlet or switch. If you are adding new circuits or appliances, be sure to calculate the load on the existing electrical system. Overloading a circuit can cause it to overheat and potentially start a fire. Consult an electrician to determine if your electrical system can handle the additional load. If you are working with three-phase power, be extra careful. Three-phase power can be more dangerous than single-phase power, and it requires specialized knowledge and equipment. Use a qualified electrician for any work involving three-phase power. When working with electrical panels, be aware of the bus bars. The bus bars are the metal bars that distribute power to the breakers. They can be very dangerous if touched even with the power off. Always use insulated tools when working near bus bars. If you are unsure about anything, consult the electrical code book. The electrical code book contains detailed information on how to safely install and maintain electrical systems. Consider taking an electrical safety course. These courses can teach you how to identify and avoid electrical hazards. They can also teach you how to perform basic electrical repair safely. Remember that electricity can be deadly. Always take precautions to protect yourself and others from electrical shock. By following these safety guidelines and troubleshooting steps, you can safely and effectively trace the source of 120 volts on a ground conductor. One common mistake is to assume that the problem is always with the appliance. While appliances can often be the source of ground faults, it is important to rule out other possibilities such as wiring problems or grounding issues. Another mistake is to work on electrical equipment without disconnecting the power. This is extremely dangerous and can result in serious injury or death. Always disconnect the power before working on any electrical equipment. Also, make sure to follow all local electrical codes and regulations. These codes are in place to protect you and others from electrical hazards. And remember to keep a detailed record of all your troubleshooting steps and findings. This will help you track your progress and identify any potential problems. Using proper lighting can significantly improve visibility during troubleshooting. A bright work light can help you see small details and identify potential problems. Remember to position the light carefully to avoid creating shadows. Sometimes the ground fault may not be constant. It may only occur intermittently, making it difficult to trace. In these cases, try to identify any patterns or conditions that trigger the fault. For example, does it only happen when certain appliances are turned on or when it is raining? Understanding the conditions that trigger the fault can help you narrow down the possible causes. Check for any recent electrical work that may have been done in the area. Sometimes a ground fault can be caused by improper wiring or connections made during recent renovations or repairs. If you suspect this is the case, carefully inspect the wiring and connections in the area. Also, be aware of the possibility of multiple ground faults. Sometimes there may be more than one problem causing the voltage on the ground conductor. In these cases, you will need to systematically troubleshoot each potential cause until you have identified and resolved all the issues. Regularly inspect the electrical system for any signs of wear and tear. This includes checking for frayed wires, loose connections, and corroded components. Addressing these issues early can prevent them from escalating into more serious problems. If you live in an older home, consider having a qualified electrician perform a comprehensive electrical inspection. This can help identify any hidden problems or potential hazards. Remember that electrical safety is an ongoing process. Regularly review your electrical safety practices and make sure that you are following all the necessary precautions. By staying vigilant and proactive, you can minimize the risk of electrical accidents and ensure the safety of your home and family. Also, consider that the type of electrical system in your home can affect the troubleshooting process. For example, if you have a two-wire system without a separate ground wire, the troubleshooting steps will be different than if you have a three-wire system with a separate ground wire. Make sure you understand the type of electrical system in your home before you begin troubleshooting. If you are unsure, consult a qualified electrician. And remember to always prioritize safety. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, it is best to call a qualified electrician. Attempting to fix the problem yourself could be dangerous and could potentially make the problem worse. In many cases, it is worth the cost to hire a professional to ensure that the job is done safely and correctly. Finally, consider using a ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI, tester to test the functionality of your GFCI outlets. A GFCI tester can quickly and easily verify that the outlet is working properly and will trip in the event of a ground fault. Regularly testing your GFCI outlets can help ensure that they are providing the protection you need.